Pressure continues to mount on Australian T20 captain Aaron Finch after a lean run with the bat over the past 6 months. Mark Taylor, he has not fired in the World Cup just yet. What does he need to do to keep his position as we get down to the business end of the tournament?
Oh, well, quite obviously he's got to make some runs. That's what he's got to do. Look, to be fair to Aaron, though, he hasn't really had a lot of opportunity. The game the other night washed out against England at the MCG. That would have been his next opportunity to make some runs. So now Australia have got Ireland on Tuesday night and Afghanistan on Friday night, which is their last two pool games prior to the potentially the World Cup semis, if they can make it. I'd suspect that they've probably said to Aaron, you've got those two games. You make some runs, you stay on the side, and obviously you captain the side. If he doesn't make runs in those games and Australia still qualify, I think then the selectors and Aaron himself need to have a look at his position about whether he should play in those semis if you're not in form. Because at the end of the day, once you hit the semi-finals, if Australia can make it, it's knockout. It's knockout semi and obviously a knockout final.
And you need to be in form playing finals,
Absolutely.
right? To give yourself the best chance. But if he doesn't play and he does get dropped, who's potentially going to come in for him?
Well, Australia have got a couple of pretty useful players in the wings. So Cameron Green, who's added to the squad, who actually opened in some lead-up games prior to this tournament. They've also got Steve Smith, who averages 60 in Test match cricket, not playing at the moment. One of probably the best 2 or 3 batsmen in the world is not playing for Australia at the moment. And looking at Steve Smith's record, I said he averages 60 in Test cricket. His one-day average is 43, strike rate of 87 in one-day cricket, which is excellent. In T20 cricket, it's not bad either. Average is 26, a strike rate of 125.
And it hasn't played for a while, hasn't it?
Hasn't played for and that's going to be the problem. If Aaron doesn't find form in these next 2 games, it's a late change. But I think you've got to find a combination that can win you cutthroat games. And if you're not in form, I think that's where the selectors and Aaron will have to have a very close look at his position.
Talk to us about the mental load that a captain feels during a huge tournament like this, especially at home. What goes on behind the scenes?
Oh, well, he's got a lot on his plate, particularly an ICC event. It's in a way, it's different to an Australian summer, where you've got, obviously, your home media, but you also got this sort of home environment. The ICC events are a bit different. There's more people wanting your time, all the different countries wanting your time. You're playing a different opposition every day. So there's certainly more, there's greater onus on Aaron. And also, Aaron, I think, he stood down from the one-day side before this tournament. I think that's just a focus on this. But it's also a sign that he's thinking about his future, that he knows he hasn't got that much further to go in the game of cricket. He's 36 at the end of this tournament. So he's probably thinking, get through this tournament, play well, hopefully retain the World Cup, and what a way it might be to go out. But that's the way you can't think in sport. Because once you start thinking about the finishing line, I reckon you're in real trouble.